Life. It's crazy how much we let little things get in the way. Which one goes with my outfit? Definitely not this one. Ooh, this one's kinda cute. Nah, I already wore this one. And this one. And this one. And that one too. And this one. So whenever we get lost and seem to get frustrated with the world, I think it's always a good idea to keep some reminders of happier times lying around. After all, I think it would be a shame to forget some of the most beautiful moments in our lives. When the family was all together, or when being silly was encouraged, or when you were just excited to be part of it all. In the last installment of To All the Boys, Lara Jean has to remind herself of what's important in order to make a tough decision that might end up ruining her relationship. Paralyzed by the indecision, she turns to baking to help her think clearly while asking her dad for some advice about which direction she should take. But in the midst of trying to make this cake for her dad's wedding, she messes up the batter. But our heroine moves forward anyway and ends up making a new dessert that's equally delicious, and I want to show you how to make it. So grab your trusty apron and step into your kitchen, because we're going to do some baking. Let's take a look at what we're going to need in order to make these cake batter cookies. You need a half cup of butter melted. You're going to need 1 box of white cake mix. I just used funfetti since it already has the sprinkles already included. Grab yourself 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Grab yourself a nice big bowl so we can start mixing our ingredients. First add your cake mix to that, and then we're going to add our baking powder. And then just give that a quick whisk so you can distribute the baking powder evenly. Next, we're going to add our eggs. Now, carefully crack them so you don't get any shells in. And then start to whisk the eggs. You can break the membrane so they can incorporate a lot faster. Next, add the melted butter. And just make sure that the butter is not super hot or else it'll cook the eggs and make scrambled egg cookies. Ugh. Now all we have to do is just whisk it until everything is nicely combined. You can totally do this in a stand mixer just to avoid the arm workout. Now you'll know you're pretty much ready when the dough is nice and thick and well incorporated. So shake off any excess off your whisk. And take a swig of milk because you deserve it. Now, you have to chill this dough for at least 2 hours or the cookies are going to spread way too thin. But it gives you just enough time to preheat the oven to 350 as well as a good excuse to watch the movie one more time. After you fell in love with Lara Jean and Peter again, grab your dough from the fridge, a little bit of flour, and an ice cream scoop so we can have nice, even portions. Now, start sprinkling a little bit of flour so the cookies will not stick to your pan. You can also just use a non-stick spray or even parchment paper. Now, we can begin scooping out our dough, leaving a couple inches between each portion. You'll notice that the dough is pretty dense, which is perfect in order to get a nice thick cookie. But if you're finding it hard to get the scoops out, you can spray the scoop with a non-stick spray or even just make the balls by hand. This scoop actually broke on me and I ended up throwing it away. So hit that like button if you want Farberware to make stronger scoops. Now it's time to add your favorite sprinkles on top of these cookies to really make them fit for a wedding. If you chose funfetti, then you definitely will have enough sprinkles running throughout the whole cookie, but it never hurts to add a couple more. Now let's pop these babies into the oven and set a timer for 15 minutes. Now, the size of your cookies are going to determine how long you're going to need to cook them. So if they're smaller, bake them for a shorter amount of time and vice versa. But what you're looking for is a nice golden color and to be able to pass the toothpick test. If you put it in and it comes out clean, then we're good to go. Let these cookies cool for about 10 minutes before you plate them up. Man, this cookie tastes amazing. It's like a soft cake with a slightly crunchy outside. It's moist and light and reminds me of birthdays I had as a kid. I can't wait for you guys to try this out yourselves, and I think you're really gonna love it. This movie was probably my favorite in the entire series because I think we can all relate to wanting something so bad, but it feels like everything is getting in the way of that, whether that may be people, life, or even time. But if there's anything that this movie has shown, it's that love transcends distance. But until our hearts can meet again, just know that we can always come back to the memories whenever we need them. Even if it's right now. Always and forever, Gerald B.